it going for Shana? Badger. Time for a badger.
Good job.
You guys having a good time? Alright, are you ready for your last student? This card. Alright, I think I know why you're here. She does not need any introduction, but I'm going to give her one anyway.
Damn Food Network.
Please put your hands together for Miss Elle.
I just improv that out. It's like I know everyone in the room. So, thanks to the Food Network, I'm mad at black people. I'm watching the show Down Home with the Neelys, and they're making collard greens and ribs and mac and cheese, and I'm like, hold up, mac and cheese? Soul food is amazing. Like, white people food is not this good. Black people have won the food stereotype championship. And you know, it's not even just like soul food, it's like all ethnic food, right? Sushi, delicious. Burritos, who can turn down a lunch the size of a newborn? Not this girl. Going to Qdoba with her out. I'll get the nachos. And black-eyed peas, they played the Super Bowl, right? I mean, has a white people food ever played the Super Bowl? Can you imagine that? Ladies and gentlemen, next up to the stage, we've got Lip Trisket! I'm not paying the Ticketmaster surcharge for that one. And I realize there are some rules to white people food, right? So white people love recipes found in the back of boxes of things. Right? Super gourmet. I mean, seriously, Triscuits again, Ritz crackers, cream cheese. If you can find a recipe on the back of a box of something, white people will go nuts. This is a really good dish. You're never going to guess where I got the recipe. In the back of a box of toilet paper at the Costco. And rule number 2. Every white people food recipe starts with the same ingredient. 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup. In fact, the white people food pyramid is actually carved out of cream of mushroom soup. Yeah, I know. I saw one in Lancaster, and it teaches you how to eat properly, and you can predict earthquakes with the wobble. And rule number 3, and I call this the Paula Deen rule, right? If the food exists, it can be deep fried. French fries, Oreos, Toyotas. Come on, we've all seen the freaky show, the freaky white man at 3 a.m. on the TV eating a metal car, right? Maybe that's just me. There is one white people food that I will claim, and proudly claim. It's the bread bowl. The holder of chowders and cheeses and dips. You can put anything inside a bread bowl. It is amazing. Honey, I have some really bad news. I totally wrecked the BMW, but I had the bumper put in this bread bowl. God damn it, Janice! Is that pumpernickel? So, and you know what else? White people also have really crappy food parties. The potluck. Who named this thing? I have never scored a fat sack of weed at one of these. Okay. And the hosts that have a potluck, they don't give a damn about the party, right? They're like, bring whatever you want. A to M, bring an entree. N through Z, bring a dessert. Here, I scraped this off the back of my my fridge and put it in a pretty casserole dish. Let's put that with the dessert. Where am I? So the other weird thing about potlucks is it's the only place that you can bring a Jell-O mold and not get your ass kicked. It's actually a form of fine art in the suburbs. Mitzi. Mitz, did you make the lime Jell-O mold of Ted Kennedy's head? I did. The rosaceous beet juice. Genius. I'll let that one sink in. So I grew up in what I call Pennsyltucky. There are a few people from Pennsyltucky here tonight. Welcome, welcome. This is the city. You will not get robbed. You are amongst friends. So I grew up in a town called Pennsyltucky. And the weird thing about my town is, you know the phrase, get her done, right? The her part is completely optional. I mean, we actually drove further to the movies than the movie actually was. The closest thing we did live near was the year 1864. And I remember it like it was yesterday, right? I totally skipped the second grade because my classmates all died of diphtheria. In 7th grade, we got our first Asian kid. His name was Chin. And it was really cool because he taught the teacher something called math. It was really cool. But growing up, I did learn a really important lesson from my dad, right? So I live in a small town, and you know everybody, and you have to wave to everybody. But my dad had this secret code when we were driving in the F-150, of course. The windows are down, the elbow is out. My dad would pass someone, right? And he'd flash them 3 fingers, right? That meant you were a fine, upstanding citizen, probably a member of a gun club, definitely a fire person, and may have served on the police force. He flashes 2 fingers. You drive a foreign car. But he forgives you. And when it gets to the 1-finger salute, he has found a Democrat. So the great thing about my hometown, my hometown is it's really close to the beach, and I get down to the beach quite often, and I love it. But I keep getting stung by jellyfish, or at least that's what my friend Christy tells me every time I catch her peeing on me. Anyway, as Kenny Rogers would say, you gotta know when to fold them. That's my time. Thank you!